So a really cool example of experimental data. It was a natural experiment, but it's still experimental data that supports evolution by natural selection actually occurred on the Galapagos Islands using Darwin's finches. So back in the 60s and 70s, husband and wife team Peter and Rosemary Grant were studying Darwin's finches on the Galapagos Islands, and they were measuring a bunch of traits about all of these birds, but particularly the one that's important for us is beak depth. So how tall or how deep is that beak? And what they found in 1976, here's their results here, that on average, right there, or the mean of the beak depth of all the birds that they collected, almost 700, like 751 of them, um, that on average their beak depth was about 9.5 millimeters. Okay. And in 1977, there was a drought, and that change in environmental conditions also led to a change in the average of the beak depth. So after the drought, when the plants were changed, that means the food sources for the finches were different, that the beak depth, the number of individual birds that survived this drought event, right, was a very small, but those that did survive seemed to have deeper beaks because they could access different food sources. So here we are back on the Galapagos Islands, back with Darwin's finches, showing experimental evidence that supports Darwin's theory of evolution by means of natural selection.